All right, let's do this. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Coach Rashid. Yeah, I'm up in this camp, man. I'm trying to get things organized here. As you know, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while, but we're back. We are back. Um, that's kind of why I wanted to kick this off and say we're back, right? With new moves, of course. So there's a lot of great things that's out there. A lot of stuff that you see all the time, but I just wanted to come back and start this day. This is a weekend, right? It's a Saturday morning. A lot of people. It's afternoon on the East Coast, and it's probably nighttime over in Europe and the Middle East and all the places where I have part of my community. And so I'm gonna definitely reach out just in case you catch the recording and it's already late at night. If you're in Africa, Asia, definitely Asia. I know it's probably middle of the night, and Africa's middle of the night, and those are some of my strongest team members. So I want to make sure that I let you guys know that I appreciate you. I thank you. If you catch the recording, that's awesome. Hopefully, I'll be able to push this back like I normally do. Normally, it's like at 8 o'clock, 8:30, because I know that it's very late. Like I said, Philippines or different areas of Asia, it's very late on that side. So I want to push it back as much as possible. And and I learned that previously. We have some committed people out there. Straight the leaders, right? Leaders get on the call no matter what time it is. And so if it's something that's launching, from upline leaders in the US, then if you're in different parts of the world, you're like, hey, I got to get on this call. And so a few years back when I was doing, Saturday calls, Saturday Zooms all the time, it was crazy. Like it would be people on at all hours. Like I was like, wow, it'd be 3 in the morning, it'd be, 1 a.m. And people would get on these calls because they knew the importance of getting that information and getting it out to their communities, right? And so I totally appreciate, leaders around the globe. Especially like I said, right now, this is more obviously for the Western Hemisphere, people in the US. If you're up overseas, great. I appreciate you coming on. Definitely appreciate you because I know that the time is way, way, way different. We're going to talk about some really interesting things today. I'm going to try my best not to make this a long call, but I do want to cover a few things that have just really been popping off. And like I said, when I say we're back, the thing is, there are some great projects. I mean, there was a very bad season, 2024 coming into 2025. There were things that just were not working, and they had great promise, but they just didn't get off the ground. There are some projects that are still going, but they just haven't gotten off the ground, right? There were promises made and they just haven't gotten off the ground. And those are some of the things that we're not going to go into today. I've talked about them, in previous videos, so it's no big deal. I'm pretty transparent. I'll talk about pretty much anything, the good, bad, and the amazing, right? But I really want people to know something right up front. Um, I've been listening to for a few years, literally years. I listen to a lot of great inspirational and motivational, and that first thing in the morning, get that mindset right. And even when I'm coaching, I always talk about mindset. Mindset is key. You cannot deliver anything of great energy if your mindset is not right. And that's what's been a real staple in my journey, in anything that I do, from being a father, which I love so much. I have some amazing kids, being a husband, have a wonderful family. My wife is just incredible. And so for me to do what I do for the community, it's all mindset because I have to shift so many times, emotionally, physically, psychologically. And I know a lot of you out there, you probably have things that you got going on as well. And you can't just do one thing or this thing, right? You have to shift in order to be productive. And when you're in this industry, especially in this online program, it takes so much energy because most of the time there's no audience. You don't know who's looking. You don't know if there's anybody on. Even when we do Zoom calls or MS Teams or Zooms or live streams, StreamYard, Big View, whatever it is, we still don't know because I'm literally talking to myself. And so that's why I laugh every now and then because it's crazy. Like, the people, they're just, somewhere behind the screen. People come and go. And it's crazy. Like I said, just for transparency's sake, when you're on StreamYard or Restream or something like this, and Big View, the same thing, you are recording, right? And I like doing a live stream because the editing is just like, it takes forever. So I said, let me just do a live, and whatever mistakes are made. If people are watching and they're like, oh, come on, hurry up, get to the good stuff. It is what it is, right? When I edit stuff out, then you get the good stuff right up front, right? But I have, actual people out there that are riding with me. Like, you can actually be excited because I come on and I'm going to bring you value, and I may bring you some nuggets before I even throw out this project and that project and that project. Like, you get hit with projects all day long. Believe me, I know. Like, there's no end to new projects, and I'm gonna talk about some current things that are trending. And I have people that I think their whole life is committed to sending me something new every single day. It is wow, right? And I don't mind. Like, don't get, out of shape about that. I'm like cool with it. Like, if you want to send me something, I'll take a look at it. But if I don't really know who you are, then I might take a look at it and I probably won't get back with you, right? But if I know who you are and we've connected before, or I've seen you out there doing great things, at least being consistent, at least putting it out there to help people, then yeah, of course, I'll take a look, right? But there's no shortage of projects. Oh my gosh, it's too many. So I said, you know what? I want to come on and I'm going to do a couple of things today. I'm going to talk about some projects. I'm going to talk about something that's trending that I'm not even in. I'm going to maybe tell you why I'm not in them, right? Because that might be something that you want to know. There are things that I will talk about that are trending that I may be in, and there are things that I'm maybe considering, right? And then there's things I'm going to talk about that are absolutely working. And then we're going to get into those incredible launches that are on the verge of just taking off. And those are some of the things that I'm spearheading. So it's an honor sometimes when somebody contacts you and you say, no, and then this one thing comes along and you're like, wow, I really need to get into that, right? So it's very powerful stuff out there. Great projects everywhere. So one of the interesting things that I like to do, I love this particular platform here. I'm trying to see. A lot of times I like to play, some of these little intros. So we can go ahead and kick this thing off. I know you're like, come on, Rashid, let's go, baby, let's go. And so we're going to kick it, man. We're going to Anyway, if you ever been on my previous streams, that's like my staple, right? That's my Team Achieve, symbol, emblem. I love it. The logo is fire, right? A good friend, a long time ago, we were doing some projects. We were doing a lot of high risk, stuff back in the day. And, you get burned all the time. And so I was help people out, as much as I can. And I remember this one lady, she was always on the calls and just committed, right? Just really roll with me everywhere. And I remember, helping them out, trying to get some stuff done. Come to find out, she was really good at drawing. She was like an architect, like straight up, like had the materials and everything. And she's from Nigeria, and she actually was she was going to school in the US. And I was like, look, I want to do a logo for Team Achieve. And she was like, oh, I got you. Right. And so she hit me up with that logo. And I said, oh my gosh, that logo is fire. So I really love the logo that I have. And so if you haven't seen it, bam, that's it right there. And so with StreamYard, I think over time they did some upgrades because that normally would be in the corner. So I'm glad I remembered that. So yeah, that logo was done by a really good, person that rode with me like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They were going to school in the U.S. and so they wanted to go ahead and pursue architecture, and bam, they did it. But they did make that for me, so that's really cool. All right, so we're going to kick this off, and I want to say something real quick. There's a quote that I listen to Eric Thomas all the time. Like I said, mindset is key. And I was listening to him the other day. If you don't know Eric Thomas, then definitely go to YouTube or whatever. Look him up, motivational, inspirational, blah, blah, blah. Look him up because off the chain, he's amazing, right? He says something that he says a lot of stuff that I'm like, boom. But he said this the other day, and I was like, yo, that's fire right there. And it really sets the stage for what we're doing in this space. He said, let me look crazy for a season so I can live my life as a legend. How cool is that, right? Let me look crazy for a season so I can live my life as a legend. And so when you think about that, in this space, there are so many people that think you're crazy. There are so many people. I'm gonna tell you, back in like, I don't know, 91, 2, 3, it was a long time ago. Ready? And no, 89. Yeah, it was like 93, I think it was. And I remember I was looking into like network marketing. And I was like, oh, I need, I'm working. I had a job, whatever, but I just needed to make more money, right? Anybody wants to make more money. And so I just come from overseas in the military. And I come back to the States, and I was like, man, it's drying up. I need to figure this out. And it was crazy because when you in that environment, right, when you sitting in a room and the people are, and really the thing that I'm talking about is relationship marketing, or, that alternative income, event that you choose to do. You may choose to go get a second job if you need to. You may choose to do some online affiliate stuff. You may try network marketing. There's whatever it is that most of us would try something to add some income, right? And so normally the easy road is to just go find another job, and part-time here, part-time there, full-time. Somebody got 3-4 jobs, which is not ever going to be my case. I will do something else before I take on 10 part-time jobs. It's just like, what? But at the end of the day, I remember sitting in those rooms and you hear them talking to you, and now you go energized, right? Because you think, I'm going to build like that tree up there, and I'm going to make, I'm going to have 10 levels, and I'm going to do all this stuff. They get you fired up. You go out there and you get rejected, right? And so you don't know any better because you have the energy, you have so much like aspiration to do this stuff. But people out there are saying, you look crazy, right? So when I hear Eric Thomas is saying, he's talking to you, the person that is trying to do whatever it takes to get ahead in this society, because this society says, look at me, I'm doing great. So you go to a social media page and you think that person is rocking and rolling when the person's only taking a 10-second snippet of a 24-hour struggle. Yeah, not true. That is not their life. That's what they want to be their life. That's what they want to aspire to. That's what they want it to look like, because they see others posting the positive. They want to post the positive, but they're not showing you the other 23 hours of struggle. And you think that everybody's walking on air when they're not. They're dipping and dipping and dipping. And yes, guess what? Their feet will be on the ground because none of us are walking on air. And so when he says, let me look crazy for a season so I can live my life as a legend, the ones that you see succeeding and at the top of mind, I'm going to tell you, there are people to this day that are so negative about the industry of like network marketing or affiliate marketing or online marketing or whatever, right? They're all negative just because they probably never even been in it, but they know somebody that didn't make any money in Avon or Amway or something 30, 40 years ago. So they're like, I don't, that's horrible stuff. But I can sit here and tell you right now, to this day, there are people that are so negative about one company that I'm not going through all the companies. There's one that has been around for 70 years. Did you hear that? a network marketing company around 72 years. And I'm not talking about network marketing today. I'm just giving you an example of this alternative space that we're in, that people will look at you crazy because of this season. And if you can get through this season, you can live like a legend, as my man says. So if you look at the guy that is crushing it at the highest level of just this one program. And I'm not going to go, like I said, I'm not going into that as the conversation today, but I want to kick it off and let you guys know that you can look crazy for a season, because everybody thinks you're crazy if you do network marketing, if you do online marketing, if you do affiliate marketing, if you talk to them about building a team, if you say, join me so we can both grow together. They look at you like, what? Are you crazy? But hey, you know what? I'll join you at the casino. Let's go, right? And lose all our money. But if I ask you to go make some money and you hit a high risk platform and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, you're like, that's horrible. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I'm going to go over here and gamble my money away at this casino. It's no different when it comes to who chooses what. But the company that I was talking about, over 70 years still in the game, where most don't last at all, is Prepaid Legal / Legal Shield. That one, and I'm not talking about network marketing today, I'm using this as an example, been around 70 years. Darnell Self has been with that program for over 20 years. Can you understand? In a network marketing program for 20 plus years, yes, he has made multi-millions. You know why? Because he let himself look crazy for a season so that he could live his life as a legend. So that's why I wanted to lay that out for you, because a lot of you don't understand. You can't go out there and get the glory before the story. And that came from a guy that was in network marketing and Legal Shield, Mike Holmes. That is very powerful. I have one of my best friends and business partners in like forever, Mr. Moon, Dexter Moon out of San Antonio. Amazing guy. Came into Legal Shield and he is crushing it, right? Top of his game. Nothing but respect for him, right? So like I said, I'm not talking about network marketing today, but I need to lay this down for you, because most people look at the people that are out there beating the pavement, that are knocking on doors, that are setting up, or following the process that Holton Bowles has put out there for you, right? The launch. When you follow that process, you can have a level of success. You don't have to be in network marketing. You just need a process, right? Like today, we call it a system. If you have a system, you have a process. If you have something that works as a leader, then you have a way to build an amazing team that will get results. And when you duplicate that, you get results and results and results. What do we call that? Passive income. What do we call that? Residual income. What do you call it? Work. So here's the thing. That's my preamble, right? But I wanted to throw that out there because I don't think you fully grasp how much it takes to do what I do at the level that I do on an energy level. It is a lot. But you have to have the right mindset. You have to say, look, this is what I'm doing, because I have so many people that I talk to and I engage with on a daily basis that I know if I show up, they show up. I used to manage over 77 people in my previous, position. And it was coaching, it was mentoring, because a lot of them had lower grades. That was amazing. But what comes with that beautiful effort and those beautiful results, when you see those people get promoted and you see those people really doing well years later, the politics that come with you rising, sometimes you have to choose. Do I want to push through, or do I set the stage so I can exit, but I've already laid the foundation for their success? It is no different. That's on a 9 to 5. Being an entrepreneur, being in a 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur, or being an entrepreneur outside of a 9 to 5. You have the same focus, you have the same responsibility. You still need to exit at a point, but you have to set the foundation for success after you leave, right? That's what really tells the story. What do they say about you after you're gone? Because you did your part to set them up for success. That's key. So Team Achieve Prosperity Club, that's what it's designed to do. I even took a break in 2024 because everything was on pause. And I was like, man, I had to get myself together to get back in the game. And I'm like, whoa, you know what? Let me reach out to the community and say, okay, had to take a break. Everybody, let's take a break, right? Because couldn't keep going down that road. And so at some point, we had to come back in the game. Because one thing I don't do is I don't take a break to quit. I take a break to reassess, regroup, reignite, respond, and reclaim the greatness that we have. We will win, period. And we have amazing projects to show that that's what's going on. So I'm going to kick it off, right? Let's dive into it. The first project I want to talk about is, let's go with, this is a really, really cool project. I think I'm going to do a video real quick, just so you can get an idea of the project. The project I'm talking about it's about tokenization. It's about real world assets, which if you've been around for a while, real world assets is where it's at. Like there's no trickery. Like it's real world assets, right? You know that this is an actual physical thing. This is something that is offline and somebody wants to bring it online. That's what real world assets is about. So that's how tokenization has become the entry for real companies on NASDAQ, on Wall Street, on wherever, corporate entities. When they want to come onto the blockchain, they need a way to get there, right? And so one of the disruptors that I believe is really one of the major disruptors that most people offline want to be a part of, but when it goes online, they don't understand that this is literally next level. Because we've been in this game, I've been around, in crypto and blockchain. I've been doing this since probably about 2016, 2017 timeframe, whichever it was, when Cash FX and OneCoin and all this stuff was kind of, hot. And I just continue to learn more and more about it. But I understand there's trends. Things happen as we grow. And as things, continue to do well, you start to pay attention to the trends. And one of the major trends now, after so many like I said, 2024 was just destructive for this industry. And so many people that either came in after that or came in before, right? Because of the new administration now, in the US and all that, they're talking about, putting a little more regulation behind crypto and blockchain and how it's used in the mainstream. You got the ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Solana's coming along. Ripple is trying to do the thing. So all these people, Coinbase, they launched their IPO, and then now Gemini just did that too. They kind of did it like on a Friday evening where nobody could get in. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, it's going mainstream, right? And so when you see that happening, companies are saying, how do we get involved? And even the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, these guys are saying, look, we are going to allow tokenization as part of the sharing process, the stock, the trading process on NASDAQ and then New York Stock Exchange. Like where are we now, right? If you're missing this, you're missing this. Like where are you? Because this is so hot, and you definitely don't want to miss some of these things that are happening. So if you want to understand tokenization, then I suggest you start with something that's happening, earn while you learn, with this high level real world asset project, program, platform that's doing it right, doing it big, and making a lot of people a lot of money. And they've only been around for 90 days. You can check out my video on YouTube. It's a short, and I'm giving you just a quick 90-day update on the program. Mind blowing.
The future of real estate investment starts here. The real estate market is long overdue for change. High entry costs, low liquidity, bureaucracy, and hidden fees have made traditional property investment complex and inaccessible. E-Estate is redefining the industry. Through EST, Estate Token, we enable seamless property ownership, investment, and income generation. Real assets are tokenized on the Binance Smart Chain, ensuring full transparency, security, and a stable source of income. Every asset undergoes AI-driven analysis, legal verification, and expert evaluation, guaranteeing capital protection. E-Estate is not just a platform, it's the new standard in real estate investment.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Great intro. Like I said, I'm not here to give you a briefing. I'm not giving you a presentation on that project, but I did want to highlight that that's one of the key projects that, is in my portfolio. And just in 90 days alone, like I said, if you look at the short that I put on my YouTube channel, which you should be on right now, then you would see that they're doing big things, right? And in 90 days, I mean, you're talking, they're paid out over $600,000 in commissions in just 90 days. And this is the type of platform has a sustainability, right? And what do we mean by sustainability? Sustainability meaning they're not paying you 10% a day and, trading gold and silver and whatever else that's trending. And then, 2 months from now, you're like, oh, I made all this money. Let me put it back in. As soon as you put it back in, they rip you off. This is not one of those projects. They have created a platform where it's sustainable. And so, what's so powerful about E-Estates, another thing that's happening, just so you know, they are having a live event, right? In Raleigh, Durham today, they had a live event. I'm sure it's, some activity still going on. That was earlier this morning. Like I said, I'm on the West Coast, so that's obviously on the East Coast in North Carolina. I mean, Anthony Deloach, he's holding it down, doing his thing. And if you really want to understand the platform, then that's the guy you want to listen to. And they're doing a presentation every day. They're putting it out there. Laying out every detail of the program, right? And just because I want to make sure I give you the value that you came for. With E-Estates, like I said, one of the top platforms that I believe is out today. And with E-Estates, just really basic, it is tokenization of real estate, right? So you can actually purchase fractional shares with crypto into this particular platform. And you have actual properties around the globe. There's some in Bali. There's properties in the one in Bali. Actually, there's a promo right now that you can get some bonus tokens from it. But when you let's say you want to, if you want to purchase, and just to give you a real world example, let's say you sign up, you hit the website, and you want to purchase real estate in Bali, right? You say, okay, that looks really nice. Like how I want to be a part owner in that. Cool. Okay. You go in, you find out how much you want to spend. So if it's 10,000 or more, because that property, I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000. So let's say you hit it, you put 7,000 on it, right? You're going to purchase 7,000 e-tokens, and those e-tokens represent fractional shares. So if you purchase shares from NVIDIA, for instance, then you would have X amount of shares, fractional shares, because if you purchase one, NVIDIA like $180 a share right now. If you put in $90, that means you get a portion of that share. Same thing with this. You and a lot of other people are purchasing shares. And so we're basically purchasing tokens because that keeps us out of the security aspect of it. And we purchase tokens, whereas the company is registered. We are registered agents. The company is registered with all of the financial levels that they need to be registered with. They're actually registered in Panama because it basically, the taxes, and it's just a better place to operate. But as members, we can operate globally because we're registered as agents to purchase fractional shares of that actual property. And so when you purchase fractional shares, they have a little estimate on there to tell you you're gonna earn between 0.5 and 0.7 % every single day on this property. And so you can go in and look at your account, and it'll show you I'm earning $20 a day, $30 a day, $100 a day, $1,500 a month. You'll see that information. So it gives you an estimate of what you can expect. And it's in that range, right? Because they don't know exactly what the market's going to do every day. And so it could go up or down. but it's in that range, which is beautiful because you have predictive income, which a lot of people would like to have, don't understand what it's like to have it and not have it, right? Because you never had it. But knowing that, hey, I'm going to make this much. If you want to get a raise, then you do what you got to do in order to get another property and you can get a raise, right? So it's pretty much in your hands. You have control of your passive income because you don't have to do anything after that. Like if you're a real estate agent, you're out there hustling every day to sell a house, which is a beautiful thing for the person buying it and the person selling. I love the experience, right? But for somebody that's in between sales, you would be pretty excited about earning every single day on a property that you didn't have to go out and inspect. You didn't have to go out and list. You didn't have to go out and view. You didn't have to show. You didn't have to find property management. You didn't have to do any of that. And you didn't have to give 3% to your broker. You made that money and you're going to continue making that money. So you might as well offer it to your broker to make money with you. So beautiful way that they have elevated the real estate game. Now you have an opportunity to be a part of something that you can literally be contracted, be an agent, and at some point in time, you can will that to your kids if you like. It is that powerful. If you want to know more about that platform, one, you can get in touch with me, or two, you can definitely get in touch with me and I will put you on with one of our presentations Monday through Friday. Then Saturday, there's some as well. We can do a private Zoom, whatever you need. That is one of the top platforms that I believe is going to go the distance. And like anything else, right? This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I am a personal finance coach because of the personal finance experience, but not registered, not, licensed to give out advice. So I don't give out advice. This is my personal experience. This is my personal view. And I'm in the program so I can talk about what I've done and what I see happening around me, right? Just so you know, this morning I saw a post by the person that, brought me into the program, my sponsor, and he's out of the UK and he just made a cool, $6,000. So hey, I ain't mad at him. It's good stuff because somebody made a purchase of over 47,000. So it happens every day. How would you like to be the person that's selling property offline, making 3 to 6% on that sale, and while you're doing that, somebody that purchased property in your organization online, you get another $1,500 because you were over here selling offline because that's what you love to do. You're still making money from online because you took the opportunity, because you decided, like Eric Thomas says, look crazy for a season so you can live your life as a legend, right? Doesn't matter what people say. Doesn't matter what people think. It matters what you believe you can do and you make it happen, right? So that's what we're here to do, make it happen. So let's move on to the next one so we can make it happen. So at this juncture, I want to talk a little bit about, there's some things that's trending, right? So I did mention that there's things that are trending. So I want to highlight some of the things that are trending. And I may not, like I said, I may not even be part of it, but there are things that are trending out there that I believe are hot. They're great projects, not something that I'm doing, but they are great projects. And one of them that launched today that's been really on the radar, and people have contacted me, really great people in this space. And I really was like, man, I like it. I was thinking about it. I've been reviewing it, but I just don't have the bandwidth right now. But it is amazing. I think people are going to do really well with it because of the connections on that platform. And it's really doing well in Asia. And a lot of people are doing really good. Just put it like that, right? People I follow in this space and from YouTube and, some live things, they are doing really well. They talk about these programs. Like I said, I just wasn't something I wanted to do, but they are really, really crushing it. The one that's launching today that's been talked about the most is Luma Protocol. Luma Protocol. That one is hot. Like a lot of people all over that. So if you see it or if you're in this space, you probably you probably in the program. It's pretty hot. Another one, we talk about Origin, I think, in the past. Origin is nice, but Noah Labs is something that's similar to Origin, and it's a DeFi Web3 project that you kind of keep control of your funds and all that good stuff. They had a couple of promos going on because they get ready to launch phase 2, which is kind of really set them apart, right? So Noah Labs is like an upgraded version of Origin. So if you know anything about those projects, you know that's pretty fire. So those two are really getting out there. The one that launched maybe about a month ago, but they kind of had some influencers or whatever testing out the system for some time. They have a very popular CEO. She's been known to really take projects to the next level. She took one company's in volume and sales to like $1 billion or something like crazy. Like, wow, she's a real deal, right? Good friend of mine had invited me to take a look at that. They got ready to launch. They had, kind of discount on some of the products there, and the license that they were selling for is a bot license. And like I said, timing, man, I was getting ready to focus on something else. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stay focused on what I'm doing. I did my research, checked it out. The person, yep, she's real. She's done a lot. She understands, how these things work from blockchain and Bitcoin and all that. And like I said, she's done very well. And this is Zader Capital or Zynex. So like I said, when I looked into it, it just wasn't, kind of my cup of tea. But people are doing really well, pays up to 1.5%, depending on how much you actually, invest. But yeah, I mean, I see that, some of the key leaders out there, which are always the ones that are going to do well. I don't know what the followers are making, but I know that the key leaders that are posting, they're doing very well. And so that's the project itself, I think is solid. I don't see, any reason to doubt it. I think it's great. But it just wasn't, for me. But hey, if you're looking into something like that, all I can say is it's a great project. All right. There's a lot of stuff out there that I think is good. And I'm not going to get into too much of that. But what I want to talk about here is my next topic, right? My next project, because I'm only talking about 4 of projects that I'm in. And there are other really great projects that are out there. But I'm really going to focus on just a couple that, that are really in my orbit. But yeah, if you're online, if you're on YouTube, if you want to, post up, something, let me know you're there. Hello, what's up? Hey, how you doing? That'd be cool. I appreciate it. Like I said, man, it's like you come on these things and you're like talking to yourself, which I'm used to it. So don't sweat it. Right. I'm very used to it. So I want to highlight one project that I'm trying to get it up right now, and I always run into problems. I don't know why this thing gives me so much headache. Okay, I went the wrong way. That's why. Yep. Way to go, Rashid. I was trying to go forward and I went backward. That's weird. How did that happen? I don't know. Let's go over here. Yeah, I think I'm good now. Okay. Yeah, because I really want you guys to kind of see this. So let's do this. All right. So for the next one, like I said, I'm only highlighting a few, and then I'm going to try to go as fast as possible so I can speed through this. All right. Let's go to... Let's go here, and let's go here. Yeah, this one is a major player from my perspective. I think a lot of people have slept on this one, and I'm sad that they have. But if you pay attention to this project, it will blow your mind. This is called Excels, and we say Excels, but we found out from our good people, top leaders, it's called XILIS, like Alice, right? And so there are people behind this project that are they're very open about what they're doing and how they're going to scale this and all of the phases that they're going to go through. I mean, this thing is set for years to come. I mean, they really have sustainability built all over this thing, right? This has been producing incredibly well. Most people are in the monthly program of this one, but very, very, very pleased with what they're doing. And I can't say it enough that you definitely want to look at this and take seriously what these guys are doing for the members. Founded in Dubai, January 2022. Definitely have a vision for achieving global recognition in this blockchain space. And they are doing that right now. What is this project about? X Firm is part of Exilis. The X Firm is a hybrid staking platform. They launched this particular portion of the program January 2024. And here we are almost 2 years, right? Was it September going on October of 2025? And all of 2024, closed my eyes, totally missed this, right? Good friend of mine, he jumped in, tested it out. As time went on, of course, you hear about this, and I see an actual presentation that says 1 year and 4 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the thing he was talking about, right? So being in this space, we know 2 or 3 months, something comes, something goes. Another 2 or 3 months, something comes, something goes. But to see something that's over a year, we're like, whoa, right? So this was one of those projects that I just really didn't pay attention to because I basically was on break for all of 2024. But you come back and you're like, my gosh, 1 year, 6 months. Now we're at 1 year and 9 months, and there are people that are closing in on $1 million in commissions with this project. I was like, that is something that you want to pay attention to because they are actually doing what everybody is looking to do in this space. So when you see this, right, it tells you make a choice. They offer a daily, weekly, monthly, and then they have a fixed term. Most people are doing the monthly, 18.18% a month, right? So about 20% a month, which is in that sweet spot when it comes to these type of platforms. They do a hybrid staking. They got trading going on. They actually have this happening on five different exchanges, right? And so those 5 different exchanges, I think I wrote it down somewhere. So they have put basically the money that's deposited goes into 5 different platforms, right? So instead of me sitting here trying to guess at it, I can go over here and see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see. I think I can pull it up though. Let me see, where did I put that? I can put it right there. All right. So 5 different platforms. So yeah, me and you may not be able to see that too well, but hopefully it comes out. So right here in this one, I think I got it blown up now. And so they have in Gate.io, they got 8.7%, which let me go to this one. Gate.io total. Okay. So I'm seeing the totals. I'm trying to find the amount. Okay, 8.3 million. There it is. So in Gate.io, they got $8.3 million that they are actually trading in there. In Bybit, they got about, man, I can't really see that, about 13 million. I think it's 10 or 13 million. I can't really see it. Binance, they got about 38 million that they're trading in there and 14 million in Qcoin. So Exilis, right? And it's like I said, most of their 10,000 members is in the South America, Latino region, but there's people all over the globe in every country almost. But the majority of them, so they are the ones that came in literally at the top, like master distributor number 0, like the first person, Monica, I think she is. And so they pretty much run the Zooms and really do all the coordination and report to us, the things that are going on. And so when you look at their the Zoom calls, they're always in the Exilis Latino, right? Because they are the major players in this project. So that's a big deal. And like I said, this project is massive, and it's producing like nothing else out there. So that's really what I want to leave you with on XILS, right? XILS, AILES is XILS. The 18.18% is producing like clockwork, like literally every 30 days you get paid. If you want to get paid every 2 weeks, then you just add funds at 2 week intervals and you'll get paid every 2 weeks, and so on and so forth. There is a withdrawal fee. So obviously you want to withdraw least amount of time because you're going to have to pay that fee. Now, the beautiful thing about it is every time I've basically gotten my money back, it's been about 4 or 5 months or whatever. Got my money back that I put in. So I'm on house money right now. And at the same time, one of the greatest things about it is you can earn multiple incomes through this platform. And a lot of people just don't know that. And so if you're looking to really grow, then this one will help you do that. Now, if you want to take it to a whole nother level, I want to introduce you to something that most people really outside of Texas probably don't even know about, which is crazy because this thing is explosive. Oh my gosh. So I want to talk a little bit about Texas coin. Now, you may not have heard of it. Many people may not have heard of it. Many people may be sleeping on it. But Texas coin is doing its thing, right? So I'm going to try to pull up the latest numbers on Texas coin so you will fully grasp why this is an unsung hero. And it's just getting off the ground. When we talk about rocket ship, this is the rocket ship. I normally don't get involved with node projects. I am involved with a couple of node projects, and I'm going to talk about, the 2 or 3 that I am earning in. But this one right here, I slept on it. I chose to invest in other projects when I had a chance to get into this when it was right about $1. It went from 40 cents over the last 6 months to $1, went from $1 to 2 to 3. It just kept going. And the CEO, the founder, has a plan where he calls the road to $16. And he completely is clear that the 16 is the gate that opens up where they're really going. 16 is not the end. It's really the gate that opens up to the next phase that's taking us to the 1,000, the 2,000 and beyond. He believes in the program. He believes that they have the adoption in Texas, has the adoption with actual real world assets, people that will use it as a utility. This token is being presented and used and exchanged in actual physical exchanges, like people actually use it to buy stuff. So that's one part of it, the utility of it. The second is the hash power. They are bringing in so many things to make sure that the hash power is continuing to grow. I'm trying to see if I can pull up my account. I don't know if I can do it from here. Let's go over here. I don't know. Let me look right quick. I think I can do it from here. So right here, you can see that if you have the link, you log in, you register, whatever, then you should come to this page like this. And then you have opportunity to join now. You can read about, all the great stuff here. 3 packages. It tells you if you're a builder, you can get so each miner, right? Each miner, which sometimes we call it nodes, but each miner is about $1,000. That miner will produce. I was earning about 1.2, 1.3 when I first started. Now it's about 0.8. So what happens with the project? Let me see if I can log in. Then you can see, or maybe I can. Let me see if it'll give us some numbers. That's all I really want you to see, so you can get a better idea of what that looks like. It should. Yeah, it should give us the numbers here. I don't know why it's not coming up. Oh, there it is. All right. So right here, if you're paying attention to kind of where we're at, Texit Coin, right, is a miner that actually will mine Texit coins. And so you receive coins every day. So it's kind of like what we call an ATM, right? So your ATM is producing these coins every day, which is amazing. If I say so myself, it is incredible. So I wanna go into that a little bit. So we have new box since last, so about 31 in the last day. Members in the last month, right? The last time I even looked at this, oh my gosh, this number is crazy. So basically, within the last month, over 12,000 people have registered. How cool is that, right? And it shows you the hash rate, the hash power you're getting here. And one thing about node or miners is the more hash power is great. You can get more rewards. But at the same time, when more people buy more nodes in order to utilize that hash power, so if you have 100 people sharing 1,000 coins, each person gets 10, right? 10 times 100. But if you have 200 people sharing those same amount, now you're getting half of what you were getting. So it's the same thing. But guess what happens at that time when that coin, that reward halves, you're going to be at a higher value. If it's at $5 when you first get it, guess what happens? Now it's going to be $10, but you're going to get half. So you're basically getting pretty much the same value, but it'll look like just a lesser amount of reward. So, but that's okay, right? Wouldn't you rather get 0.7 and the price goes from 5 to 10? You see what I'm saying? So it's not always 50%, but it adjusts, something like that, right? So that's kind of how nodes work. So that's why I really wasn't excited about nodes and miners and stuff in the past. But when I saw what this one was doing, I was like, oh, this is a game changer here, man. They are doing it right. And so it's very powerful what they're doing. And so you see new miners basically come online. Looks like 862. I'm gonna tell you what's amazing about that. When I first came in, they were at 400. Yep, right around here. So I came around August, I think 29th, 30th. So look at that. You're talking 269 that day. The next day it was about 265. Then it jumps all the way up to 388 and then 430. This was September 6th. Over on September 18th, you're telling me 12 days later, we're at 862 in one day. And you don't think people are excited? People are making moves because you see the trend. Little, that might have been a weekend or something. And then it just took off. People are coming in because they see this as the great opportunity. It was about 20 million when I first came in. Now it's over 70 million. And this is fascinating. And so as you can see, every week, and these are weeks. So as the week progresses, there's more presentations that go on. People get educated, and then it just goes up and up and up. And now we're over here at 862. 769, and this is 441 for today. And today it's only 12 o'clock on my time, 2 o'clock in Texas. So there's still so much more time left to grow. So people are buying these things every single day, and they're buying them in bulk. So they're buying like 9 at a time, right? So basically, if somebody purchases 9 miners, which is about $9,000, then you're going to get 2 free. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's so powerful, because if you have 9 working for you, they give you 2 extras. Now there's 2 more working for you. And when you place those in the right place, 3 on your left, 3 on your right, and then an additional 3 under you, you're going to earn actually a bonus on top of that. So you may be really sitting on 11 plus 13. So you might have additional mine that you can use to basically get more rewards. And that's really what you want to do. And I'll show you the price in a minute. Right. So I'm going to see if I think I can log in. I don't remember if I have to change my password so often because I keep forgetting it, actually. That's a problem that I have. Sorry. I don't even know what I did last time. All right. See, every time. I don't know. I thought I changed it, but oh man. I don't remember. Man, that's crazy, Rashid. How do I not remember what it is? This is silly. I thought I just did it like a couple of days ago. Oh man. Anyway, I have to show you on my other one. Let me go here. I want to see if it shows us the price somewhere. Yeah, hold on. Introduction, dashboard. Let's go here. Rewards, contact dashboard, community.org. Maybe it's over here. Resources. Okay, I think that's it. Coin market cap. There we go. So I just want to show you, where we're at now. Because you can sell them too. So just so you know. But yeah, you can definitely sell them. See, as you can see, they got notes over here, rocket ship, blah, blah, blah. Everybody talks about this as a rocket ship. Still bullish, 93% on the bullish side. So if you look at this, then what you'll see, this is the real picture right here, right? So as you can tell, it started out back here. What's that? 12 cent. So think about that. 12 cent. November 2024, you're talking 12 cent. And let's go to September 1. So last year, so September 1, we're at $2.85 in September. So if you had gotten this at 12 cent and you were growing your Texas coin all the way till September 1, $2.85 per coin. My gosh. That's a ridiculous return, like absolutely ludicrous, right? Look at that right there. That says it all. When you look at over here on the left, right by the price, the 535, it says, I don't know if I can highlight that, but can you see it? Yeah, if you can see it, it's crazy. We're talking 8,030. So over 8,000% increase from the time that it launched. And we're not even halfway. That's what's crazy, right? Man, that's powerful right there. All right. So that's one of the key projects that I wanted to highlight for you today. And another one we're going to highlight is boom. Now, if you want to get in with me on the Texas coin, just look down at the bottom of in the comments in the description or whatever, and you'll see that information is there. It gives you a lot more information. There's some videos that's attached to that link, and you can learn a lot more about why Texas coin is really that rocket ship that you've been looking for. All right. So we talked about e-estates, which is, real world assets, you tokenizing digital real estate. That right there is really king today. And so if you want something sustainable, if you want something that really gives you kind of a relationship with real estate, but digitally, and you earn it every day and you have access to your funds, you definitely want to be part of this, where you can tell somebody, look, I have invested in premium property, literally in Bali, Indonesia, and I'm getting paid on it every day. Like, how cool is that? And if you're a real estate agent in the US, licensed and going through training and trying to make sure you keep your license and you're doing all the right things, and you're just trying to make some money because you haven't really got started yet, this will help you at least start earning while you're doing the things that you're doing. Don't sit there and struggle when you don't have to. All right. So TMX Global. This one I normally save for last, but since I saw it on my screen, I said, oh, wait a minute. Don't want to forget this. This one right here is for everybody, no matter what program you're in, whatever you're doing. Why? Because TMX Global is a crypto neo bank, right, of sorts, and they are really connected with some of the top tier banking, even in the US and globally. And so you can actually order a crypto card and move your profits, from your crypto wallet into your TMX Global credit card or debit card. And you can actually use that as payment for whatever it is that you do with any credit card. So pretty awesome stuff. So let's go to, I think I have a video up that I want to show on this, just so you can get a better idea of what this is about. Let's see if I got that video up. I think that's it right there. Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's go to, make sure I got that shared. Where's my, let's make sure. All right, we'll bring it up here. Let's go here and let's go here. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Like I said, we're not gonna go all day, but we're gonna, make sure we get some of the good stuff out there for you. Let's go here. Okay. Boom. I think we got it up now. You can see that. Okay, let's go. Hear that? Hmm. Wow. Love it. Really, really good stuff. These guys are doing it right. But yeah, I mean, if you definitely want to raise your game when it comes to spending your crypto on the things that you spend, Visa, MasterCard, whatever. Now you can go ahead and off ramp that crypto onto your TMX Global card, and life is good. And if you know Brian Rhodes, he's shown, he was in Disneyland, Disney World, wherever, not too long ago, and he showed, hey, look, I'm using the card, making purchases, so we know it works. It's all good. And I have a card somewhere around here. What do I do with that card? I have my TMX Global, but actually I got mine with QFI, the platform that TMX Global took over. I actually had already ordered my card prior to the partnership that they created, and TMX Global took over QFI. And so, like I said, I had this one, QFI Global, and so I got my card, basically before that happened. Bam, right there. It's good stuff. It's nice. Bad boy is hard. It's not a little plastic card. This is the real deal. So when I start using it, I will let you know. All right. So yeah. So I wanted to definitely say that. So one of the things that I definitely I want to talk about is a couple more things. I got some really fire highlights for you on a project that's been around for probably 2-3 years, and it's been really, really stretching out. They've done so many things. I mean, they have, the the nodes, they have the crypto, they have something they instituted, an exchange, they got Miracle Cash, they got proper Miracle Estates, right? They got property in Cyprus. Um, they have a new project where they have where you can invest in the nodes and you can earn tokens on that. They have country shares in their physical location. They were the first to actually set up a physical location for blockchain and crypto education and an exchange where you can walk into a store in Berlin or in Luxembourg or different places around the world, really, and you can walk into the store and learn about crypto and Bitcoin and all that, and you could trade right there in the spot. So just really rare what they did, and now they actually are launching through one of the U.S. partners. They're going public. They're launching on the New York Stock Exchange as a public entity, and they're going to be hosting an interview with their partner, which is called Metaterra, and it's basically run by the ones doing the whole process. They are Wall Street Capital, and they are going to be launching Metaterra, which is the project that is going public. They are going to be the ones behind that. And so it's literally been like 2 or 3 years. And, some people were like, And I basically was like, man, there's so much going on. I don't even know, are they going to finish? Are they going to make it to the finish line? Are they going to do anything? And so I kind of put it on the side and said, well, we'll see. And now they literally had an interview with the chairman of Metaterra, which is the U.S. organization that's going to take them public on the New York Stock Exchange, which is going to elevate our particular assets within that company and that business. So we're really excited about that one. That's happening as well. But before I go, I want to highlight one of the most powerful projects that's disrupting an industry that hasn't been touched. And that's something that doesn't normally happen. We are here to tell you that I have been very excited about having conversations with the leadership that is launching this particular project. In this industry, the blockchain and transportation has not come together like this. People have used it for shipments and tracking provenance of cargo and making that process better, but they've never used it for ride sharing and ride hailing. And these guys are launching the disruption of the transportation and urban mobility industry. And they have, we have kind of partnered to go ahead and do a lot of the marketing with them. And there's going to be some explosive stuff that comes out a little later this month. We're working on some other, ways to do that. And so I'm not going to reveal all of that, but in talks with them and very excited. I met the COO and preparing to meet the CEO as soon as he gets a break. But they're pushing forward and they're getting ready to launch this new program. And I'm just happy to be a partner in the marketing for this new program. So I want to introduce you guys to this new program. And it's so exciting. So, but I'm not gonna do a whole presentation because, like I said, I've done the presentation. It's online. You can check it out. I have highlighted it. I have numerous videos that give you a little taste of who they are and what they're doing. And so that's really exciting for me to just show you that portion of it, to introduce you to it, to expose you to something that's new, something that's revolutionary, and something that, I'm partnering with them about. So I'm very excited about being in a position that I am. And we are going to really try to get this to as many people as we can. All the leaders out there, I've reached out to you. I've asked you, do not miss the boat on this one. This is something that I believe will change the game so much more than all these similar projects. Now you have something that stands out, something that's different. Introducing Gulf L, and Gulf L is ran by people that actually have a background in the transportation, ride sharing, ride hail business. They have been instrumental in London taxis, London, transportation, in Romania and in the Middle East. And now they're elevating this thing and they're going to launch in the GCC with this particular program. And when you understand this a little more, you'll know that this is so right for where they're launching it. It is so amazing. This thing is going to grow ridiculously well. So this is the future of transportation. As they say, electric vehicles is what they're focused on to make sure that they have a sustainable fleet. Electric is the future of transportation, and cryptocurrency is the future of money. And so these two have come together in order to create something phenomenal. And, right now, they have raised a lot of money in the first year, and now going into almost the second year is complete, almost to the third year, but they're getting ready to launch in the last part of 2025. And so I came along probably about maybe a couple of months ago, and we started in talks about how we're going to really, put this out there in a big way. And so I just did a little bit along the way until we actually nailed down that last piece of it for the marketing campaign. But it's a very, very innovative ride sharing project with rewards for those that share the program. It is not a affiliate or networking or any of that. It is an investment that if you want to invest in this, you will get rewarded for that. But if you actually spread the word, there's so many like discounts and bonuses and things that they have available for you. If you're in the GCC, you're going to get bonuses and rewards. If you're outside, then you get different types of bonuses and rewards. But at the same time, you're going to be rewarded for spreading the word as much as you can, right? So get this out to your communities. At the same time, they're revolutionizing this industry. They're going to be adding so many different value added apps and experiences to the ride sharing, ride hailing ecosystem that you've never seen before. It is phenomenal what these guys are doing. And so I definitely want, if you're interested in doing something revolutionary, this is the time to do it. They are utilizing the latest technology in AI, Web3, DeFi, blockchain, and crypto, right, to pull all this together in the transportation ride sharing format. And it is going to rock the world. Right now, the AI platform is on the blockchain. They have the ride sharing ecosystem. They have the ride Next Ride app. They got the real world assets, which is actual vehicles, EV vehicles, EV charging stations as well, and the drivers. And they have partnered with HoloRide. They have partnered with Ripple. They have partnered with Bodum. They have partnered with 3 different exchanges that's going to launch their token. And you can still get it at pre-sale, which you definitely want to do, right? You have, these are the people that are behind the program, the CEO here, Chief Marketing Officer. This is the COO and the technology officer right there. And they're going to have, like I said, over 200,000 charging stations throughout the Gulf. And they're going to keep growing that into Asia and Europe and maybe into the US. But the US is, it's a different animal. So they're not, rushing to come on this side, which is fine. It's all good. And so they have the charging stations that the drivers, partners, and drivers, the fleets include electric cars with owners and entities that have developed charging stations. They can actively participate and adopt a new payment system, which is the GFEL token. So that's what they're really, pushing, is to incorporate the fiat and the crypto as payment. And if you're using the crypto, you're going to get the massive discounts. You get to negotiate. You get so much more value. There's a yearly subscription that you get about a 20% discount on. So those are some of the things that you just don't normally see in this space. With this, eventually they're going to add a kids cab, a male cab. They got drones that they're going to add to the program. All this is going to be autonomous, our electric vehicles, some with drivers, and then eventually they're going to have the robo taxi without the driver, which we know that's coming as well. With their charging point management, it's very high tech charging stations, very unique to the market, compatible with the majority of charging stations already available. But if you are, let's say you're an EV owner and you have a fleet of EVs and you need a white label solution to utilize the technology that the Gulf L is presenting, then definitely you can do that as well. So there's so much opportunity there for everybody to participate. And so they've been doing a lot of marketing as far as in the Gulf, because that's where we're going to launch the actual, project. And like I said, over 350 news sites that they've put information out there. So I did a little Google search, and I found the owner and the CEO and some background, and so they're doing things. They've launched in the Gulf. They've done a lot of talks in the Gulf as well, and so they're promoting it pretty good for early investors. And right now, you can download the white paper and you look at the tokenomics, and you'll see that these guys are serious about giving you pretty much transparency on the tokenomics. You can see where the pre-sale is, where we're at now, and then obviously when they launch, they're going to launch at anywhere from a 6 to 10x on your investment, which is pretty awesome, right? So now is that time to get involved. Let me see what this is about right here. So I'm not sure if I can access this video, but I'm trying.
Welcome to Gulf L, the future of transportation, a decentralized electric ride-hailing AI platform that leverages blockchain technology to create transparency, security, and cost-effectiveness in the ride-hailing industry. Additionally, it features predictive algorithms, dynamic pricing, route optimization, advanced matching, demand forecasting, feedback loops, personalized recommendation and safety features, optimizing waiting times, and cost to enhance the ride-sharing experience. Gulf L offers numerous benefits for both drivers and passengers, eliminating the middleman's profits and revolutionizing the ride-hailing industry, all facilitated by advanced blockchain technology. The project introduces two tokens, GFEL and GFELX, each serving distinct functions within the ecosystem and business assets tokenization. GFEL, a utility token used for paying the rides, charging stations, and driver rewards. It will also be used for buying GFELX. GFELX is a security token that brings 20% of the company's profit to the token's owners, which is limited to 1 million tokens. We aim to establish a community where drivers, partner drivers, and fleets, particularly those with electric vehicles, along with charging station owners and other relevant entities, can actively engage and adopt a new payment system. On top of that, each registered member receives a unique referral link, empowering them to earn a lucrative 10% direct bonus from purchases made by those they invite. But that's just the beginning. We also have a surprise prepared.
Yeah, that's good stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, give you a highlight of that particular project before we close it out. It's pretty exciting to be involved with something that powerful. Like I said, they have put together so much great information about the project, and I have done a few videos to show you what it's about. And so, for those that are interested in something revolutionary, something new, something that's getting ready to kick off, then I welcome you. Like I said, if you wanted more information, you want to learn a little bit more about it, get in touch with me. We can talk about it. But yeah, that's one of the great projects that we're involved with. So today, I just highlight some of the key projects that's out there. I can, just kind of remind you guys that there are um, other things that I see every day. I see people talking about, BG Wealth is a signal, project that I think is better than some of those that were in the past. I think they're doing things a little differently. Everything has its season. Everything has its expiration date, and so I can't sit here and give you really any false impression that I know when it's going to start and I know when it's going to end. I have no idea. But I know that a lot of people have been very excited and very happy with the results from that program because it has been around and it seems to continue to do its thing. Um, there is, Cryptex, that's something that, some people get a little nervous about. It's been a couple of years and it's still pumping. It's still doing its thing, but it does have a long-term, maturity date. So a lot of people are questioning it, but really nothing to question. If you decide that you're willing to handle the risk of $100 to purchase a contract, and looking at a 40x return on that, then great. A 400x, whatever it is. Then if you're willing to do that, wait 3 years and see if it works, then totally up to you. I think it's just as risky as everything else. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, keep it moving. You have to determine what you're willing to risk. You have Mirror Chain. Mirror Chain came along. Mirror Chain is an interesting project. Boss had actually introduced it to us, gave us opportunity to participate in Mirror X. And what they did, though, they did not. I thought I was logged in. I guess not. It's weird. I thought I was in that one. Yeah. So you basically have an opportunity to go direct to Mirror X, and you get to download your tokens. Like you don't have to worry about somebody else, having custody of your tokens. You get them directly, and they're looking at a APY of about 150% based on the projects that they're doing. So I thought that's pretty interesting. It's different. It's a node. Like I said, I got like 3 node projects. The Mirror Chain, the Texacoin, and Bellator or Cashflow NFT, Miracle Cash. Those nodes are rocking and rolling, doing their thing. And so that's pretty much where I want to leave it. But trying to make sure I covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. And we have this UK gold deal that we'll get into a little bit later. It is one of those that's kind of stalled and hadn't really taken off, but it is something that we're giving it a chance to do what they said it's going to do. And so when that does happen, then we'll be able to to go ahead and talk about that. What else we got? Mirror Chain, Gulfeld, TMX, Texacoin, BG Wealth, XL, E Estates. Taylor Capital. I don't think I've talked about Taylor Capital. But I mean, since I'm here, I'll just put it out there just so you guys will know that there is something called Taylor Capital. I don't know if you remember one called NIOB Finance, NIOB, NIOB. They were selling tokens a while back, and I remember having some, but it's been literally like 2 years, 3 years almost, and it actually has launched their exchange, and really their whole platform has changed. But they're still here, which is a good thing, right? I think all of us would agree it's good when they're still around after 3 years and doing what they said they would do. All right. So yeah, Taylor Capital was one that I talked about in the past, been around literally for like 3 years. I didn't really, you know, bank on it, but it's still here. So this is crazy. But that's Taylor Capital. Fascinating. Look, in 95 weeks, I've earned $82. So not much to talk about there. But the one thing I can tell you, it is the most consistent platform that I have ever seen. It's been around, like I said, probably 3 years at least. They changed their business model, came back out and dropped the earnings on that to like 0.3% a week or something crazy. But guess what? That's what they call sustainability, and it's doing its thing. Current week, 0.72%. That's kind of how we roll it. $11 in a week. That's, yeah. But guess what? It's still here. And I'm going to let it go as long as it'll go. So, yeah, fun stuff right there. But yeah, I think that's it. The only other thing I will do. Oh, you know what? I never showed you this one. Oh my gosh, man. I'm sorry. I forgot about this one. Man, it's just so much stuff that we got out there on the docket. All right, we're going to shut it down because I know this has been a long, long, long one. So um, that's really all I got for you. I'm not going to go into this other one that I just wanted to kind of give you. I talked about it already anyway. So Bellator and all that good stuff. I think there's going to be something pretty awesome happening pretty soon. So we'll revisit it. We'll probably do a separate presentation on that. But yeah, well, like I said, there's always a lot of people out there, that kind of pop in, pop out. So I appreciate you guys coming through, checking me out. Earlier today, there was a great event, like I said, out in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, with e-estates. Hopefully, the people that had a chance to go, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. Maybe something posted up already in the group, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. But yeah, if you're interested in that one, you definitely want to get in touch with me because it is really doing some good stuff for us, making people a lot of money in a short period of time, and it's just going to continue to grow. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to remind you guys that MoveQuest is still happening. Casual NFT is still happening. Um, you know, Taylor Capital is still out there. Boss is around, but they got challenges. Excuse me. Man, yeah, must be time to go since my voice is going. TMX Global is launching their debit card and credit card. They have a neobank system going really, really positive and strong. But they do still don't forget the TMX decentralized exchange is getting ready to launch as well. And so if you have tokens from their TGE, then you'll be able to, look at that as an opportunity to convert those into real money. So something really exciting going on with that. All right. So if nobody has any comments or anything for me up to this point, appreciate you being here. As ET has said numerous times, do the heavy lifting in quiet, do it in the dark, and when the sun rises, so will you. Let me look crazy for a season so that I can live my life as a legend. That from ET. He is a very inspirational guy. I love what he does and nothing but respect for what he has done for all of our communities. If you get a chance, check him out. You definitely want to do that. All right. But at this point in time, I want you to check out notifications on my YouTube channel. Make sure you click that bell. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like these videos so that we can reach more people if you think there's a reason for that to happen. All right. Y'all take care. Peace. And until next time, be good, be well, and I am out. Got to bounce. All right. Let's see. In the stream. Click that. Gotcha.